Okay, let's go live. It's James speaking, trainingsites.io. I want to go over an idea. I'm actually doing it live, going to do it live in front of you, but this is all about creating info products that are kind of like info products, but they're different than what you may have been considering or used to. And you have to remember that I've been at this for a really, really long time. And when I think of info products, a lot of people think of, an ebook or, download a PDF or some kind of checklist or, some kind of template for Canva or something. But I'm in the education space, and those things that used to be info products are not that easy to sell because all of this AI stuff has made them, anyone can recreate them. What people can't recreate, again, this is the education space, is Claude skills. Now, I've done a couple of videos over the last couple of days, actually the last 2 weeks, about this whole idea of packaging up your skills that you can use yourself and or sell to people so that when they're using Claude, they can apply the skill to whatever it is they're working on. And this is more important than you realize. I think, the big lesson that I have for AI, there's a couple of them, but the one that I think is going to be important for everyone, irrespective if they're in the education space, is in 2026, I think it's going to be understanding the workflows or the application of all of these tools in terms of strategies and the workflow of stuff to being able to automate things we don't want to bother with, but also become more efficient and consistent in the output that we get using the AI tools. And I'm reminded of a story that I actually went through this morning because I have a number of mentorship clients or customers. I'll put the link below to that program if you want to be one. And we meet for an hour once a week. And one of the people that I met with earlier today, and this is why I'm doing this, one of the people that I met with earlier today, um, they are a coach that is a certified coach in a specific framework or way of doing things. And we're trying to figure out how can we use a skill or apply a skill to what it is that she's doing on a regular basis daily. And I'm talking about things like having a live Zoom call with people, taking that transcript and or the video, summarizing the transcript. So applying ChatGPT or some other tool to summarize or, analyze the actual transcript. Maybe from the transcript, identifying particular items or action items, being able to sort them by relevance as to the ones that are important, then creating some coaching topics and a framework, applying that framework to, to actually do coaching on what it is they were talking about. And then maybe creating an output or checklist of things to follow up with. Maybe that goes to Canva and gets all dressed up. So that was just some examples of the things that need to be done with someone who's a professional in a space. And we're thinking about that and we're going about the skills. And I was just going, well, each of those, well, first of all, she's doing it manually right now. She's using AI to individually prompt among pieces. And even if you have a custom GPT, something with those many steps to it, it's very difficult to do stuff consistently because you have to provide context each time you use one of these custom GPTs. And then I don't know about you, but if you've used them before, if it's a really, really big custom GPT, it doesn't do a great job. But if it's smaller, you end up cutting and pasting and doing a whole bunch of intermediate work to try and get everything put together. But, she identified 7 or 8 kind of steps that she does on a regular basis. And we were thinking, well, why don't we, just identify them and then create a skills package for Claude Skills that does that work for them consistently, and it allows them to bundle the skills together so that each kind of task can be done in order, something like a little mini application, but in a single chat. And again, if you haven't seen that video before, I'll make sure to put the link for it here. And let me just see if I replay it. I'm just going to pull up the screen so you can actually see it here. This is one here that I was doing on Claude Skills. And for this one, it's called New Claude Skills Library. This changes everything for teachers. I did this one up, and this is the one that explains what Claude Skills are, how they work. In this example, what I did is I actually built a Claude skill that builds educational Claude skills. So it follows a specific framework that I have that allows people to create their own skills in the education market. So we actually use that skill that I have, that I created, that I'm selling, and we set it up for the first piece of her process. And I think, 2026, I think it's still about agents and avatars, but I think the meta skill for all of this is us being able to identify the processes or the tasks that we do and seeing which ones should have what tool applied to them, and that we're actually applying them to the right part of the process and the strategy that we're using. So we were talking about that, kind of put it together, and I was looking at that and I was thinking, okay, if I was going to create a course or a piece of educational learning content, what are the things that I need to go through, or what are the different pieces of something that I do? So I'm just going to ask you that right now. If you were going to create a lesson or a course or some kind of tutorial, what would you normally do? What are the steps that you would look at? Write them down. See if there's stuff that you do, and then try to identify, where do I use AI, or do I even apply AI, or could I apply any kind of AI tool to do those particular steps? And I was thinking about this and I thought it would probably be a good idea if what I did is I asked a tool to come up with some of the things that I do on a regular basis. So I opened up my copy of ChatGPT Atlas, which is the AI browser, and I was going through and I just kind of asking, some of the things that we're working on here. I'll just do it. Where's the one that I had here? I actually had a different one. Let me see if I can get this one here. I was basically going through, so here's the one that I was looking at. I was saying, what are some of the tasks that, someone building a course would be? So I asked ChatGPT and I said, which are the ones that would go through, and which part of a skill set would be good to have as a skill for Claude? And it said topic validation, so make sure you have a profitable topic. The other one was, putting an architect together of what the structure would be, content creation skill. So basically something that puts the meat in, whether that be scripts and or written content or quizzes, that kind of thing. The platform builder, so how do I put this together? What are the checklists, additional piece that I need to do? What is the pricing? How do I get all of that part done up? Value ladder, so where is it in a combination of skills? And then marketing skills, and then community and retention skills. So, these ones are all pieces in a structure. And I was looking at these and I said, well, you know what? Why don't I create a bundle of skills and sell those as individual skills? They're things that I do. I'm sure they're things that you do if you're in the education space, one and or multiples of those. So why don't I start creating them? And that's exactly what I did. And I'm going to show you what happened. And then basically show you how you can do the exact same thing using your expertise, your interest, your passion. Is instead of creating a PDF or some kind of downloadable checklist, create a skills bundle that you can use yourself and or sell to the people that you're teaching about whatever skill that it is, which is exactly what I'm doing here. So what did I do? That's the first part. The second part is, having that identified, is I went and I opened up a version of Claude, and I'll just show this on the screen to you now. We'll put myself down in the bottom right here, so hopefully that it works for you. So I'm going to go through this just to show you some of the work that actually happened. And again, when you're creating skills, just to be aware of it, skills are only available, my understanding again, only available in the paid versions. And right now they're in Claude, but they are coming, my understanding, to Gemini and to ChatGPT 5. And even if you only have a skill that is in Claude right now, the actual skill file, not the bundle of scripts and the stuff that I'm generating here, but the actual skill file can be copied and pasted to the other tools and applied. It's just that Claude adds additional scripts and features that aren't available yet in the other tools. But I put this together and I just wanted to show you what it was. I said, I created a skill, as I told you, a meta skill. So I created a skill myself that creates skills. So what I did is I just said at the top here, I said, use my educational skill creator, which is the one I'm selling already. I'm going to use my own skill to create a skill. I said, use my educational skill creator to create a new skill based on this description. And what I had done earlier is, remember I took that idea that I had about the different topics, 7 steps. I just said, I'm creating a comprehensive skill pack for online course creators. I need you to help generate first the foundational skill, the profitable topic finder. So I'm doing number 1. That's the only one I'm working on at the start. This skill must act as a course concept validator and market research analyst, because that's the first step of all of this. Its job is to take a raw idea and rigorously test it for demand, competition, profitable positioning, and before the creator invests time in building it. And then I put the course validation framework. I gave a couple different steps, 3 steps there, and a formula for doing this. So this is a part where this is my instruction that I'm giving to my skills course creator. I'm saying, look, this is what it's about. This is my framework, these 3 steps that I was just talking about there. What I want you to do is I want you to use this, but I want you to create a skill that I can use internally. But in my case, I'm selling this skill that I just created right now. So I did a bit of work up front, made sure that I understand what I was asking it to make and how I wanted to make it, because it's my framework. That's not something that someone can copy. This is my approach to doing it as the expert based on my experience and my application of whatever the topic is. So I put that together and I just pasted it into the top, and I made sure that I said, use my educational skill creator. So I'm asking the skill that I created previously, I'm asking it to actually create the skill. And I'm going to go through this just quickly, because if sometimes when you use this right off the bat, like remember I said educational skill creator up here, if you don't say that, sometimes it just misses it. So it'll obviously at the top, if you know it's working properly. This is Claude that I'm in, the paid version, and it says I'll use the educational skill creator to build, and I'd given it a title, so it's there. And it goes through all of these steps, and what it's really doing is it's going in and saying, this is what we have in the skill creator, the one skill that I'm using. This is what I want it to do. And this takes some time. Claude has to work in the background. It's got a lot of work to do, and it reads all the skill files and it says, I understand what the skill is. I understand what I need to do to it. And it says, let's start building it. So it starts off by it says, check the structure that was created. So it creates a structure. And you can see some of these are quite large files, for example. Goes through a whole bunch of stuff there. Again, it's working in the background. Then it says, I'm going to create the skill with the 3-step framework that I included. It's going to go through, shows all the working files and all of this information. This is stuff that Claude's doing in the background while I wait. Okay. And when it's finished, it says, perfect, let me create one final summary for you to review everything. And this is what was in the skill that I created. See if we can make this a little bigger. Using the skill create, here's what I get. So this is a skill that I created. The course skill framework, 19,000 words. This is not a small prompt. This is an actual large skill framework, and it's the prompt library that's here. Detailed methodology for each step, real-world examples throughout, adaptive teaching guidance for different creator types, reference library, validation frameworks and methodologies, comprehensive, just pulled it up, templates and quick starts, blank validation templates, quick start guides, README files, okay? This isn't just a research tool. This is a detailed, super thorough skill that anyone who has this skill installed in Claude can actually go and start using. So challenges and vague assumptions, moves to interest to willingness to pay, identifies gaps, delivers verdicts, and saves months. And then it has how to use it. And then it's got all of these files that are available that I can now download. So 35,000 words, a comprehensive validation framework, Step 1 of 7, but this is a skill that I can use at any time to validate what it is that I'm thinking about creating a course or a lesson or any kind of educational piece of content. So there's a simple idea, right? I picked something that was part of a bigger process, something I do on a regular basis, and I've created a skills bundle for it. Now, if you're not familiar on how these get used, make sure and go watch the actual video that I created previously. And again, I'll put the link below to this one. The other thing that you can do, and that I highly recommend, is if you want to purchase, here's my sales pitch. If you want to purchase this skill, let me go back to this thing here. We'll go back to the tutorials I have. I actually have a course and the skill that I used. It's available for sale, so you can use it yourself. Go take a look at this, and if you want to purchase it, you can use it. It just takes a second. It explains all of the things we were just talking about, and you're going to see the other pieces that I'm showing you how they get added to a particular course. Okay, so we have this bundle of stuff together. It's got the topic file, it's got some additional materials, and a bundle overview. And then here's the whole package that's there, right? So this is all of the stuff that it was created for me. I have it here. It's ready for sale, and I have it as a zip file now that I can give to someone or sell to someone, just like I did when I was showing you that course. If someone purchases that course, they're purchasing the zip file and instructions on how to use it. So I've now got an info product. This is something that can be sold right away. It can be sold just as a download file. You may sell it from a shopping cart and say, here's my shopping cart, here's the product. Go and download the zip file. That's what you're buying. It's an info product. You may have sold it as a PDF book or a worksheet or a checklist in the past, or an infographic or some form of info product in the past, but I'm bundling up a skill for sale and it's in a zip file. Now, here's the really cool part. When I have a zip file like that, the other thing that you need to do and that you want to do, I would think, is you need to market it after, right? You have to have you have to have some emails that are outbound sales emails, ones that actually go and say, hey, here's a cool skill, come and buy my skill. So those are outbound emails. Maybe you want 3 or 4 of them to go outbound to announce the product and persuade and influence people to at least either purchase it on a sales page and or go to a shopping cart to purchase it. And then a shopping cart, you're probably going to want to have a description of the file or the download or the info product, a short description, a long description, and some pricing. Obviously, if someone buys something, you want to make sure you have some follow-up emails to thank them. Make sure that they understand how it gets installed, how it works, some FAQs that they may run into, even places to get support or ask for help. Social media posts, right? You're marketing it. Where's some social media posts that you can build? So what I did is just an example here, as I said, you know what? We better have a marketing system for it. And that's exactly what I put together here. So I was still in Claude, and I'm going to create a skill for doing what we're just doing right now. In this one, I said, this skill, the one I just created, is one of 7. They will be sold individually and as a bundle. I need marketing materials for each skill. I'm thinking of the following: 1 to 4 traditional emails, 3 onboarding emails, a short description, long description for the shopping cart. Also create a course that will need a short and long description for my course or sales page. And then lessons for the course. These are some of the ones that I'm thinking of. Getting started guide, so installing and activating the skill. And then there's 3 or 4 bullet points there. What's included, how do I upload it, what's the first time checklist, and then, include a quick PDF, how the skill works under the hood, do's and don'ts, when to use it, how to use it, a demo idea, maybe showing a video of how to do this, which I already have from the first one, a user guide, markdown, deliverable, downloadable skill guide, examples, skills, and templates, 3 to 5 skills that are there, skills and actions, real world use cases, uh, FAQs and troubleshooting, a change log because maybe I updated it in the future. And then, maybe some invites or things about community activities. So what did it do there? Well, let's go take a look because it went through all of these particular pieces and now it has a complete marketing system which is ready. So I got to download the zip file, which is the skill. I have the marketing materials which are here, and I have a complete delivery guide, and these are all of the pieces that I have. So I have the promotional emails, onboarding emails ready to customize and send. I have the product descriptions, short, long versions, core platform decisions, social media bios, and then I have the 8 lessons that I can cut and paste in. Social media contests, 12 of them plus posts, additional assets. All of this material is put together. So just think about that for a second. This to run, it took about 30 minutes for it actually, once I gave it the skill, it took about 30 minutes to generate the main skill. It took me another minute and a half to generate the marketing materials. Once that's done, I now have an info product that includes all of the marketing materials. And my job now is to actually go and add the emails, in my case, to my CRM, which is Fluent CRM, in my privately branded campus, and also add the individual lessons to my Fluent community, which is in my privately branded campus. We'll add it as a new lesson, each with these new course, each with these lessons. And I now have a product that I can sell and start generating revenue from. The descriptions of the actual courses goes on my shopping cart, which is already built in to my privately branded campus, Fluent community, Fluent cart, Fluent CRM. It's all in one space ready to sell. This is of high value to the people who are in the education space. This is something they're doing on a regular basis. I already know it, I'm doing it. And even if I didn't want to sell it, I can use this myself. And in fact, I'll use this every time I go and think about creating a lesson. Or maybe I'm going to do it, I'm saying, make another one that says, do it for a YouTube video, not a course. Kind of get what I'm going at here? This is a super, super easy way to create bundles of info products in a library that you can use or your customers or clients or community can use, and you can monetize it. I just did this one in about an hour to put it all together, front to start. My job now, fortunately or unfortunately, is to actually add this to the site. Now, the exciting part is in one of the next videos, I'm actually going to use Claude to do that for me. I'm not going to do it manually. I'm going to use Claude because I have it set up, connected to my community. It's connected with MCP. I'm just going to say, go and add this as a product, go and add this as a course, upload it, and it's going to actually do all of the work for me. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you haven't already, please make sure to go to trainingsites.io/join. That's my privately branded campus. All of this material is going to be in it, this video and all of my notes. And if you're interested in purchasing one of these particular skill packs that I've done, all you need to do is go to the tutorials here on the campus or in the campus. And there's one right here that doesn't have my graphic yet, which I haven't done. Educational Skill Creator for Claude. Teach AI to teach your way. That product is there, ready for you to purchase to create your own skills. My name is James, trainingsites.io. Like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be right back with another great video to help you start, build, and grow your education business. Take care. Expect the best.